This is the Time Is Now podcast, presented by IRG.
Welcome to the Time Is Now podcast, hosted by your team at IRG. I am your host, Justin Villa, and with me today is the broker, the boss, Giovanna Guzman, and Jengis Bayerli from the IRG team. Guys, we are in a super special location today. We don't always come to an interior design studio, sales gallery. We kind of stick to the projects. But today is a special, we have a very special guest, and we're in a very special location. We have Stephen G. from Stephen G. Interiors. How are you?
I'm well. How is everybody today?
Very good.
Perfect.
Thank you for allowing us to do a podcast here and being on the show.
It's an honor.
Awesome.
Actually, welcome everybody, and Stephen, thank you so much for having us here today. It's an honor for us to be here, following your work during all this time, and it's been an inspiration for all of us. And for us to get started and to know people get to know you a little bit more. You've been doing this for many decades already, and so why don't you just start with that? Just tell us about how you get started, what inspired you.
I started in the design world working for a boutique design company 50 years ago. And I learned the industry, as you would say, by working on a daily basis, watching, listening to three amazing professionals in the industry, and learned, as you would say, on the job. Mm-hmm. I am not college educated. It's no secret. I never hid it from anybody. And I learned more about the design world being with boots on the ground than I could have at any college in the world.
Definitely, yeah. Exactly.
Well, I can relate a lot to that. Actually, I did went to school for interior design, but I just did it like for friends and family, and that's it. And I entered into the real estate career just by an opportunity. It just happened, and I started, and then it became a passion. And I'm sure it's something like that, of course.
You, in the world of design, in the world of selling,
Yeah.
in the world today of anything, I believe if you're not passionate about what you are doing, you will never be successful.
100%, yeah. Totally agree.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we have a few questions for you. Obviously you get asked these a lot, I bet, but we just kind of wanted to get in your head and explain to our listeners, real estate specialists, investors, and even people looking for to get their homes done by you. What current trends are you observing in the interior design industry? What can you tell us that's new and spark the interest to our listeners?
The word trend is a very strange word. It would be like saying, what color does the ladies' boutique, upscale boutique show today? Mm-hmm. The question is, does it have legs? Does it have longevity? Mm-hmm. Or is it only the season and then you have to give it away or leave it in the closet and hope that it comes back? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, a big word today that's being used a lot is the word organic. It's a great word, and it means a million things, and it'll mean something different to everybody. We have never taken a direction of a trend at Interiors by Stephen G. Never. We believe that you design for your client. No different than the real estate world. You're not going to show your client a $5 million condominium if they only want to spend $1.5 million.
Exactly.
So you're not going to want to waste your time. We're the same. Mm-hmm. We want to define with our client what they want and design towards their aspiration of their own home. So I could say that for us, it's been a huge success. We never closed our doors during the pandemic. We were opened like always. Yeah. We worked on site at every building or every home that they allowed us to. Mm-hmm. Our teams never hid, we never ran. And, we had an amazing year, the first year of COVID.
Yeah.
It was almost scary to think that we would have met numbers that we met the year before. But we have a very resilient world today. And the people that didn't want to come into the showroom, everybody found Zoom.
Yes.
So we would Zoom presentations, we would Zoom everything that we needed to, and the people would sign. So it's really more about your client. I've always said, my team, we talk about it all the time. You can walk through our 100,000 plus square foot showroom, and there's something for everybody. And that's the way I've always marketed our product and our design direction.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit more about that experience, because I know that the first time we came over here, we had the cars go pick us up in our office, and we came over here, and it was definitely an experience that you kind of mentioned to us, like, hey, listen, if you guys have clients who are interested in potentially redoing their home or a pre-construction project, which we sell, it's a unique experience which a lot of interior designers don't do. Could you elaborate a little bit on that as well?
My first 10 years in the industry, I was with a firm that started very small and built very quickly, and we had a showroom. And when people and the clients would come in, or developers, they were like, oh my God, I don't have to run to 100 places to see 100 different items. You have it under one roof. And when I started Stephen G, I started from the den of my home. Within 6 months, I had my first showroom. And then for the last 40 years, all it's done is grow. And we believe that people today want comfort. They don't want to run to 100 places. If you had to take a client to 100 places to buy a condominium, they'd be exhausted.
Yes.
You would lose them, they would lose interest.
Yep.
And time is the most precious commodity that we have in the world of business.
Exactly.
And the fact that clients don't have to go from place to place, they love it. They love it. And the fact that they could sit, feel, touch, they love that even more. You know, it's like a lady, and I always relate it to the upscaled woman today. Is she buying a dress without trying it on? Is she buying without feeling the fabric? And if she's buying that way, 90% of the time she's returning.
Correct.
Correct.
I don't want that here. I don't want a client to say, you know, I don't remember that, or you know, it's not what you showed me. Here, they're sitting, they're feeling, they're touching. It makes life so much easier for everybody, but the best for us because time.
Of course. We did a podcast last week on one of the new projects that you're actually doing the interior design for, Bay Harbor Towers.
Yeah.
We had such a good time talking to the team over there, and obviously everything you do is incredible. That project, what stood out to you for you to get involved into that project? Because I mean, it's a new area, a new part of Miami that's being developed. So,
Well, first of all, I'm a purchaser.
Exactly. I was going to ask that.
I actually bought an apartment there with a partner.
Oh,
friend
that's
of mine,
amazing.
That we invest in a lot of real estate.
Yeah.
And we bought one of the apartments with the private swimming pools.
nice.
I think Bay Harbor Islands has been a secret
It
for
has
many
been,
years.
Yes.
Sort of a sleeping giant, if you would say.
Correct.
I love the fact that at Bay Harbor Towers, they did things that I believe nobody on the islands in construction has done or delivered or presented to the public. Their kitchen cabinets are custom made. They're not mass produced. Their bathroom cabinets are custom made, not mass produced. Their master bathroom is all marble and not porcelain, which is a great product, porcelain, and we use a ton of it. But I believe in true luxury. A
Yes.
master bathroom should be marble. That's
I
just,
agree.
maybe I'm old school. And in the interiors that we have done of the building, we have used the most expensive product in the entire world in the way of furniture. And you happen to be sitting in the gallery. This is Essentia furniture from Italy. You will not find more expensive and better quality and more unique product. That's why we devoted, I think it's 2,500 square feet here, just to the Essentia product. And the development team, led by Ari Pearl, who I know for 35 years, and I've done many projects for Ari, and God willing, I continue. He wasn't looking for, I'll use the word popular priced. He was looking for amazing quality. So when you see 10 buildings in a given area, and everybody is more value conscious than quality conscious, it said to me, I'm a great investment for me. Why? Because I've got the best in the area. I've got the best in all of Bay Harbor that's being built. So I felt super comfortable, really super comfortable.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Actually, yes, and one of the things that I would like people, because you've been part of many developments that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
So I'm sure one of those has been a real challenge for you somehow. And I'm sure none of a real challenge, but something that it was kind of more difficult to kind of share what you wanted to share or meet the expectations of within the developer or the buyer.
There's always a challenge somewhere down the road or somewhere around the corner. We're doing a project on Miami Beach called Ella.
Yes.
We did the sales center. It's lovely. It's small, but it's great. And the team, the developer said to us, we want a little bit of old Miami Beach, that bit of a deco feel in our public spaces. So I said, okay, and Art Deco is something that I've loved, and throughout our showroom we have authentic Art Deco glass and other pieces. But this was a challenge because Art Deco is color. Most people are afraid of color. And we knocked it out of the park. And it was the vision of the development team. It wasn't really us. But we brought the vision to reality, and they're selling like hotcakes.
Yes.
And the interesting thing is they're selling more of Stephen G. furniture packages than they are empty. So that's a great thing for us.
Amazing.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to aspiring interior designers looking to make a mark in the industry?
Go to work for mom and dad, make a living right away. You know, for years I have lectured to graduating design students. And I bring them here, and sometimes there's 10, 20, 30, and we host a lunch, and we give them a tour, and then we open up sort of a discussion, questions and answers. And what I find is that maybe they were led down the wrong path. Just because mom and dad could pay for the tuition doesn't mean that you're going to be an aspiring designer. And I tell everybody that I meet, and I meet a lot of people, and sometimes they say to me, oh my God, my daughter, my son, they love interior design. And I look at them as I look at the students that are graduating, and I say, but are they passionate about design? Passion is a crazy word, but it's so true that if you have a passion, you will have the drive, you will have the ability because of your passion. If you don't have passion, you will fail.
Completely.
I don't care what anybody says.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
I think that goes to all industries, not
Yeah,
just
and that's
interior
just-
design, but I mean even our industry in real estate. If you don't show up to the office, if you don't do what you got to do, and get out there in front of the clients, it's definitely that drive.
When I meet students graduating or in school, they tend to believe that the interior design world is very glamorous. A lot of parties and this and that. And I tell them, I'm entering my 50th year in the industry. Interiors by Stephen G will throw a bash in July for our 40th year anniversary. And I tell them, I don't party. I don't run to a bar to meet people for drinks after work. I work. And I start my day at 4 a.m. Till this day, I leave my house at 4:45 every day, and I work till 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. I do what I need to do to design, to run a business, and see that the business continues to be successful. And today, our trucks go up and down the eastern seaboard. We're doing a $35 million brand new duplex penthouse in Manhattan. We're doing work in the Hamptons. We're doing work in Connecticut. We're doing work in Washington. We're doing work in Trinidad, which has been second home for Interiors by Stephen G for almost 40 years.
Really?
Yes. We work for a number of families there that, as you would call, the upper echelon, and as crazy as it sounds, and it only means I'm getting older, I'm now working for their children who I met when they were running around with little,
Right.
games and toys.
That's
So it's a little strange.
Yeah.
But it continues. But it's all about passion and a lot of hard work. I come home at night, I'm exhausted. And I get undressed, and if I eat dinner, I eat dinner. If not, I just jump into a bed and go good night. But I'm up at 4 every day with no alarm clock.
There you go.
That's amazing.
And tell me something, what's has been the most rewarding moment within your career?
God. I don't know if a rewarding moment is the right thing. I think I have been blessed because I have met some of the most amazing people in the world. People that jobs might have been finished 10 years ago that I still speak to every month or two. So when you get to meet people and they become personally friends, that's a very big highlight for me. But also, what the success has allowed me to do is to be very charitable and help others. And that's a big part of my life today. I'm involved with the Embrace Girls Foundation. It's 3.5, almost 4 years, and I have helped raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for them. I have been I guess you would call it the sponsor of coming up our 7th concert at the Dania Beach Casino, where we have sold out the first 6. And the last one was on Super Bowl night, and we sold that out on Super Bowl.
Wow.
Perfect.
And we raised a lot of dollars, and it's a good feeling to be able to give back. And I feel blessed that I'm able to do that, and I'm blessed that the community has continued to support my company and my name. And that comes from hard work, nothing else. Our work, there are so many talented designers all over the world. So to be picked for the 5th, 6th, or 7th time for the same families is, you're honored. You're honored. It's like a gift, really and truly.
It is.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot here for the last question. Obviously, like Giovanna mentioned, you've done a lot of projects, and you've done a lot of properties and things like that, and helping families design their beautiful, perfect homes. what project has been one of your top favorites? I'm not going to say favorite just because you don't get in trouble with the other projects, but which has been like up there?
I don't worry about offending people. Unfortunately, I'm the asshole that says it the way it is, and some people love it, some people hate me for it, some people are jealous, and I'm at the point of my career where I don't give a shit.
There you go.
Okay, my success speaks for itself.
True.
I don't think any designer has ever had the successful run of success than this company. We have been at the top of our game for 15 years. I don't know who else could say that, truly. But on a commercial level, we'll call it developer, and again, I don't want to piss anybody off, but the truth of the matter is the greatest project that we have ever done, in my opinion, of a luxury condominium public space area is Privé.
Yeah.
We had developers that had the trust and the faith in us, and they said, this is your game, make it great. And they didn't tie our hands with budgets that were unrealistic. They didn't value engineer trying to save pennies. And the truth of the matter is the job is, I think, 7 or 8 years old. I hope I'm accurate. It could be a little bit more. And it stands the test of time. And you know that when a unit goes up for sale and it continues to sell for record prices.
Yes, exactly.
And you get calls from people that say, oh my God, I just saw Privé. And they go, oh my, I can't even, they're words, they don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
And on a residential scale, many years ago, I was interviewed by a gay couple. One gentleman was a lot older, and then he had his young boyfriend. And they came in, and the lead partner said, I need you to design an art gallery that I could live in. And I just sat there and stared. He said, scare you yet? I said, well, I don't scare, but I'm curious. And he said to me, well, I'm a huge modern art collector. I will be hanging in the apartment close to $10 million worth of art. And I have warehouses filled of it. And not only did I design the apartment as an art gallery to be lived in, but I was introduced to the world of art that I knew about this much of. And they took me by the hand to Switzerland, to Art Basel.
Okay.
Not Art Basel in Miami, but Art Basel in Switzerland. And then they took me to New York to numerous auctions, Sotheby's, Christie's, where I watched millions and millions of dollars worth of art be auctioned off and learned about the world of art. Thus, some of the things that you're sitting in right here, you know, a $40, $50, $80, $100,000, and that's the light side of the real world of art.
Yeah.
And the apartment was super successful for me. They loved it, what I did. And on top of that, I got a free education. So those are the two that, for me, stand out, you know, like no tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. I know you've been busy, but we appreciate the time, appreciate the hospitality for letting us film here, and thank you so much.
It's, again, an honor. Anytime that you need me, call Carolina, and I'm at your disposal. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed saying hello to everybody, and I enjoyed being here very much.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. It
Thank you
really
so
was
much.
an honor to be in here.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you, guys. Have a
Bye.
good one.
This is the Time Is Now podcast, presented by IRG.